President says he plans to convert Istanbul's famous Hagia Sophia landmark back into a mosque. The Hagia Sophia was once an Orthodox church, later turned into a mosque during Ottoman rule, and has served as a museum since 1935. Now President Recep Erdogan says it was a, quote, very big mistake to turn it into a museum. Some Turks have been calling for the structure to be turned back into a mosque for quite some time. Those voices grew louder after the gunman who killed Muslims in New Zealand reportedly wrote in a manifesto that the Hagia Sophia would be free of minarets. Gordon?
Well, if this change happens, the world has lost an historical landmark. Here, the Hagia Sophia, it was the largest church in the ancient world. It was the largest church for 1,000 years, and it goes back to the rule of Emperor Justinian. Within this church are some wonderful mosaics that will all be covered up if it gets turned into a mosque again. These mosaics go all the way back to the 4th century. They're some of the earliest representations of Jesus and the disciples in the world. This is a UNESCO heritage site. That's one of the angels depicted in the Hagia Sophia. It's a massive building. I've been there. And you go back to 1453 at the fall of Constantinople, and one of the signature things that they did was they took a horse, the leader of the army took a horse into the Hagia Sophia and declared that it would forever now be a mosque. So they're trying to go back to that, and they're trying to show the victory of Islam over Christianity. And that was a fulfillment of one of the prophecies of the Prophet Muhammad, where he said, first we're going to take Constantinople, and then we're going to take Rome. So to see this go from a museum with all these historical treasures, all of this history of one of the leading capitals of Christianity, and to see it turn back into a mosque, well, the UN needs to step in on this, and I urge our government to have our UN ambassador file an official protest. If this happens, then it just reaffirms that when the Muslims come in, they can absolutely desecrate any Christian church. That's what happened here. They turned a Christian cathedral into a mosque. There's no need to have this. We need to preserve the history. We need to preserve the legacy of the Hagia Sophia.